than before. Through those open doors, where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'll tell you all the place. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, the FYI radio show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Everette, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1350 AM, 1400am.com. Click and listen live. Make sure you go to church webcast and double click if you do on Android. And if you're on the iPhone, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It really is a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace. Peace 95.3 FM, WMVA 88.9 FM, WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We promise we'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. We have 2 channels over there on YouTube. Cristo Records 1, Cristo Records 1. And we have at FYI Radio Show host, Yolanda Hinton. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
You promise?
Promise.
Shout out.
It's Fun Friday.
That's right. It's Fun Friday. The weatherman said the temperature on the outside today, Miss Hinton, is 77 degrees, mostly sunny, looking for some showers in the PM. But it's a beautiful day, and it's the weekend.
It's a lot going on. I'm telling you, I mean, from festival to events, all kind of great events, Mr. E. But we're going to find out more about that on our Monday After Dark when you highlight around the town.
That's right. Jamosa Fest is coming, and everything is coming to the 757.
I'm glad. It's exciting.
It's springtime, summertime.
And then the weather is absolutely beautiful, whether it's raining, if it's cloudy. Today is absolutely sunny and nice, and it's just been beautiful. Spring is a beautiful time of the year.
And the children, in 15 more days or 2 weeks of getting out of school. So, make sure you make some plans for the children this, before they get out of school. Get it already done. Don't just send them to after school, lock them in latchkey kid and leave them in the house. Make sure you make some plans so they can get out of the house.
So join us on FYI After Dark where Mr. E will give all the tea on some of the things that's happening for the kiddies, for the teenagers, for the adults around the town, our community news as well, and events. So looking forward to that, Mr. E. In the meantime, this is FYI's Friday, Fun Friday segment. What's in your closet? Women's issues. We're going to talk about what? When your figure 8 turns into a figure.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Our fitness and health challenge. Women's fitness and health challenge. Ladies, we got to talk about it.
BMW.
What's a BMW?
A BMW is a body made wrong.
Can a body be made wrong? And when you're born, everybody's body is basically healthy and strong and beautiful. What happened?
That's when your figure 8 turns to a figure O. It's a BMW.
You say after a while, after this beautiful perfection of a body
that's right.
comes forth and is born, eventually with bad eating habits
that's
and
right.
health,
Sitting down,
all kind of
no
things
movement.
going on, no movement,
and it causes
something starts to happen.
It causes your waistline from being a Coca-Cola bottle to being a Dunlap.
But Mr. E, you got to understand, when women have children, it changes her body structure. She takes on more fat, her hips widen, everything is happening because of this baby. And so, we can talk about regulating your diet and stuff during pregnancy, but afterwards you're left with maybe 20 more pounds, 20 pounds or more, because some women really put on a lot of weight after that, and the body is not the figure 8 it was before. You've got to work on getting it back.
That's why you had to go down to YMCA. Got to go down to YMCA.
And that's absolutely right. And that's what we're going to talk about, physical fitness. We're going to have our challenges. But we're going to talk about, the fact that during our, wintertime, we're talking about the springtime, when the spring comes, everybody's taking off all those heavy clothes, those hats, those gloves. And, what's under there is a little surprise for some folk. Because folk have covered up so much. In the wintertime, we insulate more, meaning we eat more.
That's right.
We eat comfort food, and we do put on a few pounds.
We just like a bear. We go into hibernation.
Yes.
And then when we go into hibernation, we started putting on food and pounds for the wintertime. But the thing about it is we carry that over to the summertime. And when we carried it over to the summertime or springtime, and when we come out of the cave, we put on big coats so that we hide and we just sitting down there doing nothing. We done turned our membership cards in, so we're not going down to the YMCA, and that's why our figure 8 turns to a figure O, and we have what you call a BMW.
But Mr. E, some people may say that we are hating on big people. It's not big people.
No.
It's just the thing of being unhealthy and putting on poundage that sometimes can cause you to be at risk for certain things, problems and diseases.
If your waistline turns to 38, 39, or 40 waistline, it's what they call for high blood pressure and sugar diabetes and all of that to hang around. But if you get rid of that Dunlap, I'm working on my Dunlap.
Oh, you got a Dunlap? What's a Dunlap?
It Dunlapped over when you got to go out and buy belts, and when you got to, cause the belt done creeped in and you can't find the top of your undergarments and they done flapped over. And then you got that crease underneath your what a woman call a poofa.
Fupa.
Yeah.
For women, Dunlap for men. But there are remedies for that. We're going to get to that in a minute. But Mr. E, sometimes when people pick up weight during the winter time, it's not hard if you've only done a few pounds to get rid of. And you can get rid of it by losing some of that winter weight. Go ahead.
I used to say to myself that I want to gain a little weight because I used to like the guys had the big old bellies walking around.
Are you serious?
I used to be like that. And then I said to myself, once you put that weight on, it's hard and in the world to get off. I want to say good morning to Mr. Philip Plump, Miss Sheila Robson, Miss Crystal Hinton. We want to say good morning to you and thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world.
But you know what it's going to give? You're going to really have to have willpower to push away after eating such great food during the winter months. And you're going to have to make it up in your mind that, okay, I've got to do something. I'm looking at myself. I see a little more roundness than I want. What can I do?
There's a lot of things that you can do. And here's the sad part that says, how do I lose weight? I gain during the winter months.
Yes.
Number one thing says it's common to gain a little weight during the winter month. And here's how you can approach and shedding all that extra weight for spring and summer. Number one, it says focus on a healthy and suitable, substantial diet.
Yes, a sustainable diet.
Sustainable diet.
Of
Focus
what?
on that.
What can I eat? If I'm eating potatoes and steak and all kind of beans and all kind of biscuits, Mr. E, what can I do?
Go to the whole grain department. Start eating wheat bread and
Bread?
lean protein. Wheat gain. Get some wheat gain. Wheat grain.
Whole grain. Whole grain.
Whole grain. That's it.
What and vegetables.
And vegetables and fruit.
Protein.
Yeah.
These foods will keep you feeling full and provide essential nutrients.
And fiber.
Protein.
Protein.
Incorporated plenty of fiber-rich foods like fruits, vegetables, oats, and beans, and lean protein sources such as chicken, fish, tofu. I don't like it. To help with you to maintain craving.
And not only that, make it up in your mind, because mind for eating, pay attention to your hunger and your fullness curve. Q.
Uh-huh.
See what I had Q. I had to do that. I used to eat until it's all gone, and then I would go back and try to duplicate it again.
Just what were you eating that you thought was wrong?
Anything and everything that's on the table. Hamburgers, bread.
Okay, so you said used to duplicate. That means you go for a second.
I go for seconds. That's right.
That's a no-no.
I go for a second help, and then I'm walking around here waddling like a duck, sitting down, ain't doing nothing, and the weight is just piling on. Oh, I'm gonna get on the treadmill. Oh, I'm gonna ride the bicycle. I'm making up mess, making up stuff, and said I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then all of a sudden you belt break. You got to put holes, less holes. You don't have to put no holes in your belt.
You only have the first hole. You can't go to the fourth, fifth, sixth.
Then your belt break, and you can't. And when you get up there, and you can't put your belt in your belt loops around your belt because the Dunlap done cause your pants or your belt to crib over.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what you can do real good, because I've done this. I just did this the last month. I mean, I have limited myself to sugars and stuff, but I went cold turkey. I can't lie. I don't eat dessert. I don't drink no soda. I don't eat fruit. I went cold turkey, and I thought I couldn't do it. I just did it. One day I just said, that's it. And concentrate on those things that were better. Limit processed foods, sugary drinks, excessive unhealthy fats. These can contribute significantly to calorie intake without providing much nutritional value.
I did almost the same thing, Miss Hinton. I made my diet. I turned around and said, the only thing I'm going to eat is a breakfast bar, a breakfast bar in the morning and a glass of orange juice. And then for lunch, all I'm doing is going down to Chick-fil-A and get me a Cobb salad.
All right.
I have done this with just a Cobb salad, chicken Cobb salad, and some avocado ranch and Polynesian sauce. And that was it for me all day long.
Well, my daughter inspired me because she went on a wonderful wellness lifestyle change, and she pulled away from sugars and things like that. And I was like, wow, she did it so good, lost so much weight. And I said, let me try some things. So on some Tuesdays, I did no meat, no sweets. And then I said, if I can do that, then I don't need any sweets. And so I just went cold turkey. And I was like, wow. I said, I feel better. And my weight is where I want it to be, actually.
And not only do your weight get you feel better, but your numbers begin to go down.
Yes.
High blood pressure numbers. You begin to feel better. Your waistline, you have more stamina, and when you start doing what is right, and then you don't have to keep on watching your Dunlap, and you say, I used to say, because I had a Dunlap, I said, whoa, let me get rid of Dun and Lap, because I want to be able to wear pants that don't roll over.
Absolutely. So
And then when I dress up at Sunday morning going to church, and I want to make sure my clothes fit, my buttons don't look like they're gonna pop in somebody's eye, when I put my shirt on,
Absolutely. Hydration. Drink plenty of water. That's my thing. No juices. I don't drink juices. I don't drink sodas. This is a good idea to drink plenty of water throughout the day. And then consider meal timing. Some people find that making breakfast is their largest meal, and eating it early in the day can be beneficial. Not going to bed on all that food.
That's right.
Pig feet, all that stuff, y'all.
Pig feet.
I mean,
pork chops.
Yeah. Whatever people eat that's just sitting in that stomach all night is not a good idea. And just aim for a better lifestyle. Little by little, if you can't do it all at once, if you can't go cold turkey, my advice is just to take something out. If it's taking out the soda, if it's taking out stuff is unhealthy, or limiting it, Mr. E.
And then you got to aim for a mix of cardio. Do a little walking around the block, run the heart rate up. And a little physical fitness activity. A lot of people can't get up out the chairs like they want to, but you can move your legs and run your heart up to a certain
get those
heart
free
rate.
Weights.
Yeah,
light
and
free
just
weights.
get up and down, and get rid of that done. I'm telling you, when you start getting rid of done and lap, your figure 8 gonna start coming back, and the folks won't call you say, "Hey, BMW, how you doing, BMW?" You said, "My name ain't BMW." And they're going to say, "I know, but your body's made wrong."
But some people like the weight that they are. They like their figure. They like to be thick. And it's nothing wrong with that. If you want to sustain that weight, at least still make sure you're eating healthy, working out, making sure you maintain and retain your muscle strength, and get rid of some of the fat. If you want to be thickums, everybody want a nice curvy body. You don't have to be bones and skin and bones. You can have some thickums on you, but make sure you are healthy with that thickums.
That's right. Make sure that you're healthy, wealth, and strong when you do it. Make sure you ain't got no complication. Make sure that you go down and go to your doctor. Make sure there's nothing bothering your body. Your knees are not messed up. Your feet are not messed up, and your hips or your bones. See, sometimes your bone structure cannot carry all that weight for so many years because you got to remember shoes change, and you're not putting the right arch supporters in your shoes, and the cement still being cement, and you just doesn't have that youthful body. So now you still trying to carry that weight. Get rid of it.
Absolutely. And so, Mr. E just mentioned working out, going for walks, doing things that you enjoy doing. I love walking. I love it. And so I make sure I do it 2 or 3 times a week. And you don't have to walk to 3 or 4 or 5 miles. You could just walk around the block or walk around your development, and just make sure you're doing something, pumping that heart, making sure that heart is doing what it's supposed to do.
They got devices now. If you got iPhones or any Apple iPhones or anything like that, that can keep you on track with the steps that you take a day.
Yes.
They say it's recommendation that you take 10,000 steps every day. All you got to do is get out there and step, and it brings your blood pressure down. It make your heart rhythm, and it helps you to get off some of that medication that you're on. One, because you're exercising, and not only are you exercising, but you're eating right.
Absolutely. We definitely want to give you all that challenge, to make sure you are doing something, first of all, to sustain your health. One of the things Mr. E mentioned is exercising on, it could be 1 or 2 times a day. It could be for 30 minutes. It could be an hour. You can go to the gym. You can just create your own regimen. You can do how you want to do, but it's fun because you've created your workout. And so we challenge you to do just that. We're not going to tell you what to do, but we do want you to take an interest in your health and wellness and your body and how it's how it is. If it's healthy, if you're having health problems, it's now that is the time to do something about it. We don't have but one body, Mr. E, and we got to keep that healthy.
And Mr. Hinton, as we get a little older, as we're not moving as much as we would normally would move. So as you get a little older, your metabolism slows down, and you're eating everything and sitting down. Well, stop fooling yourself. Stop it. I had to stop fooling myself because I have a bicycle, and I said I'm riding my bicycle, and the bicycle looking at me. I got a stabilizer for the bicycle that all I got to do is prop it up on the stabilizer. Got a treadmill sitting in there, and I said, well, I don't even want to walk behind my lawnmower. So you got to stop it because it can overtake you. It can cause your whole body, your whole figure, your health to go sour.
I want to say this to our audience, that procrastination is really one of the killers. I promise, okay, tomorrow, the next day, well, I didn't do it the next day, I'll promise next week, and the week turns into months and years, and you're not as healthy as you should be. You're not taking care of yourself as you should, and you're just procrastinating sometimes into bad health. And
That's
so, make sure you say, okay, today, this day, or I'm going to just make up in my mind to do something, even if it's wiggling your toes while you're looking at TV. Just make up in your mind. We challenge you to just make up in your mind to do something. The stairs, climbing stairs, that's easy. Do easy things. You can start off with easy things. Meditation and just some kind of movement toward getting more healthy.
To get that blood circulating in your body, do some move. If you can't walk but from the chair to the table, get up, walk from the chair to the table, and then the next week increase that walk. Walk from the chair to the doorway. Then go back and sit down. Then make up your mind that you're gonna step out a little further. Walk from the chairway to the front door. Look out the window. Go to the window and go back. And even if you got to walk a little bit, sit down a little bit, walk a little bit, sit down. Do that,
Absolutely.
and make sure, because what you're doing, you just jumpstart your body. You just started your body. I said to myself, because the fellows around my office, they got the joking me, said, call me Big Belly.
Oh, wow.
So I said, which was true, but I looked at myself one day. And I began to look at myself. I said, look, you got to get some bigger pants. I was standing in the store getting ready to purchase a pair of pants, and my body didn't look right with the pants, because my waist was big, my body down was a little smaller than my waist. My upper body was smaller than my stomach, So my stomach was really, I said, I got to cut it down, move that Dunlap out of the way, so you can have that figure 8 again and throw that BMW out of the door.
Well, I tell you what, I believe that you should track your progress. Keep a log of your workouts. What you're going to do, how you're going to eat. Stay consistent. Even days you don't feel like it, just push yourself to do a little something, even if it's just raising your arm as you look at TV. We look at a lot of TV. We stay on the computer. If you could just do something, get those light-free weights and just move that body. But also listen to your body. Don't push yourself too hard, especially, when you first start. Don't go out there. You haven't been doing anything. You're going to try to walk 5 miles. I don't think so. Make sure you start off so you can rest and recover.
That's right.
Make it enjoyable. Yeah. And this is one thing I think this is really going to help folks. If you get, consider someone, a buddy, somebody that can actually, work out with you. That's going to make it fun. Just maybe challenging your best friend or your cousin or somebody, your neighbor. Look, let's start walking. Let's just get into it. And let's work out together.
That's right. Make it your business to get out those 4 walls. Stop looking at every room in the house. You should be getting bored by now, because the weather on the outside is beautiful. Like today. Today is 77 degrees and sunny, and it's going to be up to 90 degrees, and you still sit in that house. Get up, walk outside, look at your home, look at your grass, look at what's going on. And some of you used to go outside and look around. Listen, Take back your step stride and get back out there. Walk to your gate, walk to your fence, walk to your front porch, and get you some fresh air and keep moving.
Well, some people may say, "Well, I go to work. I work. I'm young. My body is all right. I'm young. I can be heavy, or I can be, a little bit, out of shape or whatever. That's fine. But we want you to just look at your body, listen to your body.
Yeah,
There are some things happening to your body you may not know about. Looking on the outside is one thing, but what's happening on the inside, we encourage you to go to your doctor.
that's right. Go to your doctor. Encourage you to love to go to the doctor. I got what they call white coat syndrome. I cannot deal with no doctor, but I'm making up in my mind to make it my business to go to my doctor. Express your concerns and your empathy to your doctor. Go there and tell him what you feel and what's going on with you.
I just don't want people to sit back and say, "Oh, I'm young, I'm beautiful. I can, I'm going on the facial, the this thing right here." Uh, there's an inside part.
That's right.
There's something going on the inside of us, and we do deteriorate every year. I mean, our cells, of course, they rejuvenate and things like that. But every year we get older, things are beginning to happen to our bodies. And so for that reason, make sure you're not just superficial and thinking that, "Oh, I look good, my hair, I got everything nails done. Ooh," but you don't know what's going on the inside part. That's where it takes going and at least having an annual physical. An annual. That means you don't have to go every day, every 4 months, especially if you're healthy. But don't think just because you're young and beautiful or young and strong that there's nothing going on. There are so many people that we see that are young that are dying.
That's right. Like hotcakes.
Like hotcakes.
That's right.
I know people that are dying young and they look good on the outside, but on the inside,
Tore up from the floor.
they're sick. And
That's
so,
right.
Don't get it twisted. These tips and things are not for just seniors or elderly. These are tips for everybody, for all ladies, women, since we're talking about women, that you will take care of yourself on the inside and the outside.
That's right. And that's what it's all about. Make it your business. Make it your business to take care of the outer man just as well as the inner man. Because if you look at yourself from the outerwear and you see yourself growing outward, but the inside is tore up too, because that's stretching out of proportion just as well. Learn how to take care of your liver. Learn how to take care of your heart. Learn how to take care of your body, the blood. Make sure the blood is flowing through and especially when you taking medicine. If you taking medicine, just don't rely on the medicine. You got to do something also to make that medicine circulate through the body and to help clean.
Absolutely. Yeah. Make sure you take care of yourself. We challenge you to make sure, if you are looking to lose weight, to start eating better. We challenge you to start working out. We challenge you to go to the doctor to find out what's happening on the inside of you, and to just not only just the physical or the inside, but the spiritual as well. We challenge you to begin to, look to the hills which cometh your help. Look to God. Look to God for strength and for His word, and for inspirational things that's going to help us and motivate us to be better people.
That's what it's all about. I want to say good morning to Miss Carol Scott. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Listen, Miss Hinton, you said a mouthful for the women to let them know we're not just saying this just to be saying this. We had to experience. I know I had to experience my body acting crazy, my body get the numbers going wrong, my knees hurting because the top of me was so heavy. That's why you got joints in your house. Too much furniture make the joints bow. When you lighten the load, your joints will straighten back up, and you'll be able to get rid of the rotten boards from up there and put some new boards up there and to rejuvenate yourself.
We want to say hello on Instagram to Belinda.Johnson.104855. You all that are on, we just thank you for blessing us and supporting us. And we are very, very serious about this challenge. when we're going to come back and we're going to have people that are going to talk about health and physical fitness. Okay, one thing, Mr. E, we didn't mention, and that is mental health awareness month.
Yeah.
And we want you all to keep your mental health, your spiritual health as well. So look, we want you to have a wonderful weekend. It's a lot going on. Stay safe and be blessed. And don't forget to come back here on Monday for Monday Sports Talk and FYI After Dark. Have a wonderful weekend.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. If you'd like to be a special guest, a sponsor, or intern of the most talked about radio show, or in the audience, all you have to do is email us your email, and we email you back at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you can give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. Don't forget, you inbox us, we inbox you. Send us your email, we email you back to be a special guest, a special audience of the FYI Radio Show. Don't forget, FYI Radio Show Live@gmail.com. Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
I want to wish my grandson a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Christian.
To you.
All right, y'all. I tell you what, the challenge is real. I am so glad that God gave me enough strength to meet the challenge. Mr. E, I want to make sure my numbers stay good, perfect. I want to make sure I'm healthy as I can be by doing the best I can do.
That's right. That's
right.
We're
responsible for this body. We're responsible for what we consume, what we do, how we act. And I want to move toward good health and stay on the plan as long as I can, to love on my family and everything. I just want to make sure that while I'm here, the rest of the time I'm here, I'm doing what's right to do for me.
That's what you got to do. You got to take care of this body. You got to make sure that skin stay clean, and you got to make sure that your heart running right. You got to make sure that you're able to stand on your own 2 feet, because there's a lot of people that are going to sandusty by the way because they're not taking care of their bodies. And it's never too late, Miss Hinton, to start.
I tell you what, we're going to continue to talk about health and wellness, and we're going to continue to challenge. We'll let you know our progress and what we're doing if we slip up or if we don't slip up. But we're on the road to doing better, and I thank God for that. Look, we got some great shows coming up. Don't forget Sports Talk on Monday. Are you all looking at the NBA playoffs,
Is it
honey?
off the chain?
Woo! I tell you what.
Some people are going home tonight.
I tell you, somebody's going home tonight. But Monday, we're going to come back and we're going to recap what's been going on for the week and the weekend. And also, FYI After Dark, talking about Mr. E is coming with Around the Town community news and events.
If you want to know what's going on around the town, you stay with us after dark.
Absolutely.
FYI After Dark.
Also, Jason Baker's going to come back with us with cryptocurrency. Looking forward to that, talking about cryptocurrency, money, and all that, investments and things like that. Also, Relationships 2025, we've talked to our 3 panelists, Alicia Bennett, Katrina Burns, and Tony Veer. We look to give them a date so they can come on our After Dark show to talk about Relationship 2025, honey. Also, Michael Marshall and his panel, they are having their event this weekend on the 17th. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so after that, we're hoping that they can come back and do the fentanyl crisis and have a platform on our After Dark where they can talk a little bit more and more about what this is, why it is, and why the community should pay attention. Also follow us on social media. And visit our sponsors, Bulvic Academy, BULVIC, and Beard Gods, BEARDGODZ. You can also be a special guest, intern, or sponsor on FYI Radio Show. Mr. E has the T.
If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you got to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Again, that's 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Thank you so very, very much.
Absolutely. Happy birthday to my grandson. Ooh, I love him. We're going to have a little celebration, and then he's going to go out, him and his friends, and they're going to have some fun out there.
Ice cream and cake.
Ice cream and cake and hot dogs, all that kind of stuff. And getting in the, look, they're going to go get in the pool. They're going to do the plunge. They're going to do the plunge. My grandson usually, and his dad, when he has his friends for his birthday party, they're going to do the plunge in the pool to get it started, everything. You know, it's time for spring and summer and time for having a good time.
Yeah.
So I also want to say thank you to my Young Women Achieving Success. And we're getting ready to come to a close on that program until the following, this September coming up. And we're going to be recruiting and talking about how you can be a part of that program. So listen, we'll see you on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.
2 up, 2 down.